happy Women's Day. So ultimately, March 8th, the Women's Day is right here. And as a proud woman, I'm wishing all the women out there a very, very happy and prosperous and beautiful day today because this is your day. It's not only today, but all day is a Women's Day. But we are celebrating it with more love and passion and happiness today. So wishing all the women out there a wonderful Women's Day. And TWF is a company where we are into career development, positivity in people, career and life skills coaching, and also with respect to interview preparation. Reach out to us for your needs, and we also do English training. And today, it's even more special that TWF happens to have a wonderful guest with us on TWF Talks. So, this person is actually a very beautiful woman, a very sweet and very darling person. I would say that for sure. And she was the head of corporate partnerships with Ladies Who Lead, and she was also with the ITC hotels for almost 12 years, 13 years almost. So it's a really long run that she has had, and she has done great things during her career. So we will hear more about herself from her own, in her own words. And welcome, Miss Sukriti Singh, onto the platform. Happy to have you here. Yes, Sukriti.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here. Thank you so much. Wishing you and everyone who is going to be viewing this a very happy Women's Day. And yeah, as you very rightly said, I had over a decade of experience with hospitality and sales and marketing primarily as a functional role. And thereafter, I had the good fortune of working with Ladies Who Lead, and it's a fabulous endeavor started by legendary Abha Bakaya. And at present, I have moved into something which is my own, creating my own space, which is towards creating awareness as far as mindfulness in life is concerned. Mindfulness at the workplace, mindfulness at your home space, and mindfulness in general in all your life spaces. And as a fellow coach, Amrita, you will agree with me that the need for this is like the need of yesterday. Everyone's operating under high stress, high pressure environments. Everyone is spinning like hamster on a wheel. I too was part of it. And as someone who's looking at it from the outside today, I do feel the need. We can just make lives easy for people, right? Enable it a little bit better. And that's where the thought was from. I've had a wonderful experience as far as the workspace is concerned. Personally, I've had several challenges that I have encompassed in life, and I'm at a place where I felt that, if you can thrive and you cannot survive, then you can definitely help people thrive too.
Beautiful.
So it's a series of self-tried hacks that I'm into, and as well as technical knowledge and awareness as far as neurolinguistic programming is concerned, and how we can actually change our own neural pathways by our own thoughts and processes. So that's what I'm into at the moment, and I'm exploring it as we go.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, being a trainer is a very big responsibility. You have so many people under you, and you have to give them the right thing. And as you said, tried and tested, it gives a lot more value what you're bringing into it. It's just not training, but it's giving them a beautiful future. So that's really nice. I mean, I'm wishing you all success in that endeavor. And yes, I know how, as a fellow coach, how much effort we put in and how much we deliver. So that's beautiful. Great, great going, Suprati. Amazing. So moving
Thank
on.
you so much. And you very rightly said coaching is, I think for me, it was more like a life purpose.
Mhm.
Everyone, I'm blessed, I think, to have followed the path of Ikigai, and I've landed up here realizing that, I can fulfill a dream of my own. So, yeah, it's not easy to do it, but yes, you're right. If it's tested and if you know there is success that you yourself have measured, there's nothing more authentic than that.
Amazing, amazing, wonderful. So going on into the questions, a few questions we'll just be going on about your path and the future and past and present and future. So education is very important as you're into training, we are into training. We know it brings a lot of transformation. So as they rightly say, knowledge is power. So what
Yeah.
was that one thing which you learned in your early days during your education time when you were in school and college that has paved you to be here?
My father has always been a very strong role model for me. And he's always said one thing to me, which I've always carried with me, which is keep all your options open. Never limit yourself to a particular direction or a particular choice always. If you keep your options open along the way, you don't know what will open up to you. And only because your mind was open to it,
Mhm.
you can always branch out and venture out into whichever space you want to go and never limit yourself into one particular area. So it started like really early on. Of course, I've had very open parents who never really pressured me ever as far as picking selections, be it, arts low, commerce low, what to do. They never really pushed me. They always left that decision and choice with me. And the only guidance that he gave was keep it open, see where you want to go. So I remember I wanted to be a lawyer way back then in school. And I didn't get through one of the best law schools. And I was very clear that if I will do, I'll do it from the top five only.
Okay.
So I wanted to take a drop at that time after class 12th. And my dad said, why don't you do pol science honors? It's related. And if you fail, pick up law again as masters. And if you don't fail, your options aren't limited. And what a life savior that was. What a life savior. Not that I repent not being a lawyer. I think I would have done great as far as that profession is concerned. But as it allowed me to venture into business administration and something more generic as well.
Yes.
So, yeah, keeping options open is very important.
Beautiful. It actually not only for life, I mean, in terms of decisions, but also in terms of life, keeping options open makes a huge significant difference. People are more open in terms of anything which comes up in life, and that actually saves a lot of time. So, very well said, and I really respect your father for what he has given you. Amazing, amazing. So, that's beautiful.
Perfect.
Pressure, you have worked in prestigious organizations. What was the one key skill that you have learned as you entered into your career?
One key skill, there's no substitute to hard work.
Nice,
There
nice.
is just no substitute to hard work. Yes, there is merit to be a smart worker. I've seen all kinds of people with different skill sets across the last couple of years. And smart work has its value. I do see it, and I see how it's played out for people as well. But hard work is something that I think I've done it. So I have tested it enough to know that whenever you need to actually pivot in life, pivot in roles, pivot personally or professionally, anyway, um, hard work is the best place that you can start. It takes time, but the foundation is set and it's so strong that nothing can really shake you thereafter.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love the way you say it. I mean, the whole statement, and you've given so much substance to it. So we just really respect that. Amazing. Okay.
Thank you.
So, as the assistant manager in ITC hotels, you would have to liaise between team and people and the customers and handling all of this. It's a real lot of work. So, what was your mantra for successful people management?
Being human,
Nice, nice. That's so beautiful.
literally being human. Because, more often than not, I always have maintained this. I mean, people I worked with have known this across the years that, um, external customer orientation is something everyone does beautifully across organizations. I have seen it across levels. And coming from a hospitality background, customer orientation is something that's literally short of being blood in our veins. I mean, the customer orientation is brilliant, but it's the internal set of customers that sometimes in some organizations I have seen, that's what makes the difference. How the internal customers handle and how leaders choose to communicate internally makes or breaks, teams or functions. And the only thing that really matters in this space is being human. If you treat the people internally as a tad bit more valuable than even the external, the deliverance will automatically go up because they are the fundamental fulcrum of your deliverance. So
Beautiful.
if you treat them not kindly or nicely, well, the output's going to be similar.
Yes. So give respect and take respect. So the way you give them the
Absolutely.
respect and space, it
Yeah,
gives them the more freedom to work with you, and they feel more, what do you say, indebted to work with you. That way, you build that relationship.
absolutely. And being human is, it's not just respect, it's also um mindful, emotionally aware.
Right.
And there's a balance. You cannot always sort of lean into being completely human or completely process oriented. You have to strike a balance.
Right. So that was going to be my next question. Like, sometimes people are so lenient into the what do you say, handling the customers and people, the team as such, and the team actually takes a lot of leeway in terms of working with the leader. So we need to know the balance. That was a very important point, striking the balance. Otherwise you're taken for a ride. Otherwise, if you're not lenient, your company and the team is not really happy to work with you. So you need to know the balance. That's a very important key point. Nice. Okay, going on into the next. So, as a head of corporate partnerships at Lead Ladies Who Lead, what was the main role, and what were the key events that you have handled with them?
Multitude of events, actually. It's all event oriented at Ladies Who Lead. It's a calendar, a program which is monthly in nature. And the role that I had was building corporate liaison and seeing how we can partner in and have more corporate participation that comes in from women who are leading already
Wonderful.
in those spaces. Because entrepreneurially, um, people love the idea and the concept of ladies who lead. It's so well received and it's so beautifully done. But when I joined them at that point in time, one of the lacuna was that, how can we have more representation across the women in the corporate? And, women in the corporate are very busy. They have very tight schedules. So to make time for activities which are outside of their work, and they're already overcommitted also so much, so to sort of see how we can have more participation and representation, that was, I think, the biggest goal that I had at that point in time. And yeah, I ended up having a self discovery along the way, which was another.
Wonderful.
But yeah.
Good. I mean, I think that has given you the direction to start on your own. So that's a really beautiful thing. And two questions which came up in my mind, one by one, we'll go into it. So first question is that
Sure.
with respect to time and entrepreneurship or time and working in corporate for women, it's a little more. They have to handle the children, they have to handle workload at home in terms of cleanliness and everything, and as well as corporate work. So how do you handle all this? What's your key to that?
Mindfulness. There's a reason I'm talking about coaching people about mindfulness, because that's the only space, only way that you can actually strike the balance that you require. I mean, you can't shun away from your roles and responsibilities.
True.
You have to fulfill them to the best of your abilities. And yes, it is multitude of directions that you get pulled into. So to
Right.
be able to prioritize and mindfully be present across whatever that is planned out. I think that eases a lot of stress, undue anxiety that we end up carrying through the day. And none of the ladies and none of the people, and even the older self, as far as I was concerned, I mean, everybody slays. All the women out there, they slay in all arenas of their life, at work, at home, with the children, at their school, everywhere. The only difference that I see is that the amount of fuel that we end up burning along whilst maintaining our deliverance is a tad bit more. If we are mindful, we are able to operate from a calmer energy space and we are able to still achieve all those goals and keep a little bit reserved for ourselves also. That's the only difference. And that in itself changes everything in our being. Instead of being um, tired and fatigued at the end of the day, you'll still have energy.
Right.
You'll still want to sit and say, oh, let's meditate or let's read a book today,
Nice.
rather than at 8 o'clock being like, oh, ho gaya, ab nahi ho sakta, I'm done for the day. Do you know I've done so much? So if you're mindful, after having done all of that, still at 8 o'clock, you'll still wear a smile on your face. You'll still be looking at yourself and you'll say, okay, let's do a little bit self care today.
Right. That is missing a lot. So the self love, the self care routine which we do, it's like refreshing us for the next day, which we kind of sometimes miss. So it's very important, as you said, the whole mindfulness thing. I really second it. It's amazing. So beautiful. Okay, so coming on to the second question, which just came up in my mind. So you handled negotiations all across your career as you're in sales. There has been a lot of negotiations that you have taken over. So how do you negotiate? What is your mantra for that? I'll ask that question.
Be present in your meeting. A lot of times, there is a lot of planning that also goes, but all aspects of life balance is key. If you're too planned, then you don't leave room for spontaneity. If you're too spontaneous, then you can still miss out a few cues. So if you have a broader set of things that you know that you want to achieve out of that negotiation or that meeting, but you leave the room for spontaneity there and you're completely present and immersed in that dialogue, your wit and presence of mind can actually achieve so much more than you had even planned or targeted to begin with.
Okay, nice. So being present in a negotiation gives a lot of room for being more
Present, spontaneous.
spontaneous. Wonderful. So I think that answers a lot of questions, and I'm hoping that many people out there will be able to learn from that. So beautiful. So as a what do you say? You're a coach in terms of mindfulness and being present NLP. So give us three key tips which any woman out there can use in her day-to-day life.
Meditate,
Okay.
self care, self love.
Wonderful.
Prioritize yourself across that day. See how many pockets of 15 to 20 minutes each that you're able to mindfully take out for yourself so that you are recharged because you're the vessel. You're the one who's carrying that whole life force in terms of deliverance. So if you really want from here to be here, then you can't forget yourself in that process. So to be aware, to be available for your own self and your own needs, I think that is the second one. And eat healthy,
100%.
hydrate yourself, eat healthy. So treat yourself with a lot of love and kindness, and that shall reflect itself.
Beautiful. So I think that brings a lot of positivity and as you said, the self-care routine and all those key aspects into life again. People tend to, I mean, I have seen a lot of women who tend to move away from it, but really, I mean, this brings a lot of aspect into it, and really happy to have had this interview with you and this discussion.
Likewise.
Yes, so it's a beautiful discussion that we have had with Sukriti, and it's really an honor to have you with us today, Sukriti. It was amazing. So
Thank you.
yes. So
Thank
anyone who
you.
wants in terms of who wants to have mindfulness training or any such events, you can always connect with Sukriti. So looking forward to many more such discussions. And thank you so much, Sukriti, for your time today. And looking forward to seeing you at greater heights.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate this. And I wish you all the best as well across all your endeavors.
Thank you, darling. Superb. So happy Women's Day to all out there, all the women out there. Thank you
Wish you
so
a very
much.
happy Women's Day too.